What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Thursday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium. The madness has arrived. March Madness begins today. A full slate of college basketball. I've got my bracket ready to be busted. Let's go. However, I will preface this by saying I will not be betting a ton of college basketball because I don't know a ton about college basketball, and there are infinite numbers. Essentially like betting the Super Bowl, and I did that. We had some fun with that. We made some good money on that. Everybody in the world is going to be talking about this, and there are better resources for that than me when it comes to college basketball. I will have a couple bets here and there. We'll dip and dabble and do a little bit. My first bet of the day today is on college basketball, but we're going to stick to what we know because at the end of the day, it's about making money, even though I did not do that yesterday. We had a 1-2 day yesterday that should have been a 2-1 day. We got the LA Clippers. They did cover against Golden State. We had under in New York and Anaheim, and they ended up with 9 goals. We've not been done well at hockey lately, but we're going to keep trying that today. And then the Celtics and Minnesota game. Boston was winning this game for most of the night. They were up by 5 with 1.7 seconds left. You've got a technical foul, and then Mike Conley jacks up a meaningless 3 at the buzzer that hits. We had the -4. They covered by 2 points instead of the 4 because of Mike Conley's 3-pointer. So that's just where we're at right now. We're ice. I'm ice cold. These are bets that I just tell you that I'm making. If you want to make them, sure. If you want to fade them, go ahead. If you've been fading them in the last 3 or 4 days, you've done very well. It's up to you. All I'm doing is providing you with the information to make your choice. And today we do start in college basketball, and we start with Auburn against... who's Auburn playing? Iowa. Sorry about that. Auburn and Iowa. I've got Auburn to win this game outright, and I do enjoy the fact that we were able to get this number at -1. This is -110 at DraftKings. We're not going to be paying a lot of juice. We're not going to be playing with a lot of spreads. I like games that are essentially pick'ems, right? And this one is a good one. I like Auburn. Auburn has the upper hand here when it comes to the offense versus defensive matchup. The Auburn offense is ranked number 38 in Division I basketball, while Iowa comes in nationally at number 167 on defense. A massive disparity there. And now that we're into March Madness, now that we're into the tournament, the postseason of NCAA basketball, give me all the defensive teams in the world. That's how I've shaped my bracket. That's why I've got UCLA going to the Final Four. Give me defense. Yes, offense is important. Yes, offense can take over. Give me defense in these slow, slogging matchups, which is what this tends to be when we look at pace. This is an average in terms of tempo. Iowa is ranked number 96 in tempo, and Auburn is 182 in tempo. They want to slow it down. They want to play defensive basketball, and like I said, their offense is great. And then when you look at when Iowa has possession, they're 4th in the nation in offensive efficiency, but Auburn is number 17 in defense. So you've got a massive disparity when Auburn has the ball, not a major disparity when Iowa has the ball, and that's why I tend to like Auburn a little bit more. I mentioned the tempo, the pace. Iowa has not fared very well on the road this season. Obviously, these games are now neutral, and Iowa has not done very well at home, while Auburn did. Neither team really has played great basketball coming into this game. Iowa and Auburn both ranked towards the end in terms of momentum, and also a little bit erratic too. Auburn was one of the more erratic teams in terms of consistency. Both of them there. KenPom does have this game to be a 3-point win for Auburn. We're getting it at 1. I really like that bet a lot. Excited to see that. That's a 650 tip-off. So our first bet of the day to get the March Madness out of the way. Give me Auburn -1. So just a pick 'em essentially for -110 at DraftKings. Now we're going to shift back to the NHL and back to totals. Even though it hasn't been kind to us in the last couple of days, it has been kind to us this season. We're going to Boston and Winnipeg in the marquee matchup on the NHL slate tonight. It's an 8 p.m. puck drop at Canada Life Center in Winnipeg that just hosted All Elite Wrestling last night. Very cool stuff. Boston comes into this 50-11-2, by far the best team in the NHL. Winnipeg comes into this, no slouch, 38-27-2, 21-11 at home. Boston's 23-8 on the road. Something's got to give. I assumed that this game was going to be at 6, but at the score bet, we did get this at 6.5. We are paying a little bit of juice at -125, but I do like that bet because you've got Ullmark in net for Boston with a 1.97 GAA, and you've got Hellebuck in net for the Jets with a 2.64 ERA. Combine those together, you've got 5 goals, and we're getting this under 6.5. I like that number quite a bit. Head-to-head, these teams last played in December of this year, just the one time they've played this season. It was a 3-2 win for Boston, so that was 5 goals. Which I like. Boston is 10-3-1 in their last 14 games versus a team with a winning record. So when they're playing the tough teams, they are going under. They're not giving up a lot of goals. The Jets are 7-0 to the under in their last 7 Thursday games, 14-2-1 to the under in their last 17 games in the third game of a 3-4 situation. Under is 6-1 in their last 7 against the Atlantic. They're also playing a ton of under games. Also, dating back even further than last season, under is 10-4-1 the last 15 times these teams have met in Winnipeg. We're at the part of this season where we're going to start separating the pretenders from the contenders. These are both contenders. Both teams are going to want to win, and you've got incredible goaltending. So give me under 6.5 for Boston Bruins, Winnipeg Jets for -125 at the score bet. And we're getting a little creative with our last bet here. It's the Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. This is an interesting play because Dallas comes into this 36-27 to the under, and you've got Edmonton 41-21 to the over. So what do you do here? Well, the line on this game currently has this at 6.5. It's juiced to the over. It's -130 to the over. I don't love paying 130 to get to 7 goals. That seems juicy. So even though what we're playing is juicy, it gives us a lot better because we're going to bring the total down. So I've got the Dallas Stars team total at over 2.5, parlayed with the Edmonton Oilers team total at over 1.5. That gets us to -135, and we just need 5 goals. Yeah, we need 3 from Dallas, and yeah, we need 2 from Edmonton. But if we get there and the over, we've essentially created our own over of 5 goals going into this game. So Dallas recently, in terms of their goals, they've scored 2 the last time against Vancouver. That was the second game of a back-to-back, so you kind of can excuse them there. But previous to that, they'd scored 5, 4, 10, 5, 7, 5, 4, 4, and 3. 9 of their last 10 games, they've scored at least 3 goals, which is what we needed tonight. Tonight from Edmonton, we need 2. They've scored 6, 4, 3, 3, 5, 6, 5, 2, 5, 7. 10 straight games, they've scored at least 2 goals. 9 of 10, Dallas has hit this. 10 of 10, Edmonton has hit this. Yes, Dallas has Ottinger in net. He's got a 2.4 goals against average. Fair enough. I just need 2 goals from the Edmonton Oilers with the pace they play. This should happen. Yes, it's juicy at -135, but like I said, 9 of the last 10 games, Dallas has done this. 10 of the last 10 games, Edmonton has done this. I'll take those odds. We only need to get to 5. We don't need to worry about the 7, so that's what I like there. Okay, let's get started with March Madness. I am ready for it, watching all the games today. We're going to kick it off. I've got Auburn -1 for -110 at DraftKings. I've got the Boston Bruins and the Winnipeg Jets to go under 6.5 for -125 at the score bet. And I've got the Dallas Stars over 2.5, parlayed with the Edmonton Oilers over 1.5 for -135 at DraftKings. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. More picks and props throughout the day at Twitter at Tyler Conium, TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions, and audio versions available on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Spring is here. It's a warm day. It's a sunny day. It's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Let's go. Let's talk sports.